In the story A Letter to God, the author G.L. Fewens explores the themes of faith, hope, and the power of communication. The story revolves around a poor farmer named Lencho who is heavily dependent on his crops for survival. One day, a terrible hailstorm destroys Lencho's crops, leaving him devastated and desperate. In his despair, he decides to write a letter to God, expressing his need for money to help him survive the difficult times. Lencho writes the letter with utmost sincerity and even asks for a specific amount of 100 pesos. Lencho believes that his letter will reach God directly and that God will respond to his plea. He is filled with hope and anticipation, convinced that his problems will be solved. Lencho takes the letter to the post office, where the postmaster, amazed by the farmer's faith, decides to help him by collecting money from his colleagues to fulfill Lencho's request. When Lencho receives the response to his letter, he is disappointed. The letter, signed God, informs him that the money he requested cannot be sent directly because of a storm in the heavens. This news shatters Lencho's hope, and he becomes angry and bitter, believing that someone has stolen his money. He expresses his disbelief and disappointment, unable to comprehend why God would betray his trust. The postmaster, deeply moved by Lencho's faith, decides to help him once again. He collects money from his colleagues and gives it to Lencho anonymously, pretending that it is the response from God. Lencho, oblivious to the postmaster's kind act, expresses his gratitude to God for the miraculous help. The story ends on a bittersweet note, highlighting the power of faith and the importance of human compassion. It explores the idea that even though Lencho's faith was initially misplaced, it was his unwavering belief in the goodness of God that eventually led to the fulfillment of his request through the kindness of another person. Overall, A Letter to God is a short story that emphasizes the themes of faith, hope, and the significance of human connection. It teaches us to have faith in the face of adversity and highlights the importance of compassion and empathy in our interactions with others.